Yeah man, so this is the perils of nature adventure. I'm actually only filming this for HR because I went on leave last 2 weeks, and I'm come off a leave and I come back on again. Because what is dislocated hand? Shoulder. How it go now? Somebody in the walk where I do filming and thing where place in here? I forget the place name.
Rio Nuevo.
Rio Nuevo. Rio Nuevo. And first I do the closing shot as usual. Thanks for watching, blah blah blah. Please like and subscribe. And I see that girl here just I go too far, which she's not supposed to go. And she go under. And my first instinct of course is to jump in.
As a man.
I think because I don't know what I'm tell her mother and she not dead on my watch.
Yeah.
Although I'm a swimmer, I am not a lifeguard. I'm a run down there and I go underneath her and I catch her, and as she hold on for me, she hold on for me with the hand of God. I don't know how, because she dislocate my shoulder, and so one hand couldn't swim anymore. So it's just really dangerous. So it just hit home the fact that you need to go knock out people when you try to save them.
Really?
Luckily I was still able to get her over to the shallow end in time for some of the other guys to come and help us out of the water. But she alright and me just have broken, but everybody alive, everybody safe. So learn how to swim, that's all I can say. And HR, please believe me, really
no
sick
joke.
for real.
No joke, literally.
Really sick for real, and we can't come into work, alright? Bless up. Welcome back to Nature Adventure Jamaica. Based on the title, you can see why we're here. So yeah, fun stuff. So Johnny, the director, and this is Adira. You can say hi.
I'm Adira. Hi.
Okay. Yes, you're Adira. Yeah. So we're gonna talk about what happened. I think is a week now, right? Almost a week now.
Exact. Last week.
Exactly. Last week. Yeah. When Well, yeah. So you want to start or?
All right. So, to be honest, I don't remember a lot of stuff that happened. I just knew that I was, going into the water, trying to let a Johnny get some good shots of me in the water. And I saw like a wall in front of me, and I'm like, I feel like I can go towards the wall, especially because I'm feeling rocks on my foot. So
it's shallow.
Yeah. So I was walking towards that wall, and then at one spot there was no rocks at all, and I'm 5'3", so I was trying to like stay above the water. At that point I can't swim, so I'm really about to drown if nobody helps me. So I was there for some time, and then the only thing I can tell you, I remember clearly, is that I saw when a Johnny was coming to like jump into the water. That's it. And when he came into the water, I felt him holding on to me, and then at one point I feel like the toe with the gun. Sorry, we're going down. And then I heard like he was calling to somebody else, and kind of pushed me to the side, and then the other person came and got me out of the water. And that's how I believe it went, based on what I remember. Yeah.
Okay. All right. That's a good jump right in. That's nice. I think I'll just take it from the top. So usually on these trips we tend to either carpool, so either I'm driving and a group of friends are with me in my car, or someone else is driving and I'm in their car. But this was the first time we did an excursion trip. So sometimes you see on Instagram or Facebook where people advertise that they have this trip, they're going X and Y place, and you can pay this amount and you can come in. So this would have been a good chance for me to try it out and save some money, because it's very expensive even when you do carpool with people. So we went on the trip. It was a trip to Rio Nuevo, and it was I think it was 4 or 5. So then it's a good amount of money, yes, but it would have been more expensive if I drove myself. So we went on a trip. We got there, place was pretty chill, and then going going to do some final shots, I wanted to go to this place where I was before. Remember I said I wanted to go to this nice place where I saw the nice little river flowing over and it showed how long the Rio Nuevo is and thing. But while we go over there, we would just get rerouted. You remember that? We don't know why we'll get rerouted, but we'll get rerouted. And because I saw that there were rocks there and it seemed like a pretty chill pool, I was like, okay, we could just still go here anyway. This was not the place I'd planned on making the video. So while I'm there now, I'm telling Adira just you know, do something, splash the water, wave high, because I really just want a goodbye shot. Once I get that goodbye shot, I'm good to go editing wise. And I noticed that she had gone a little further over where she shouldn't be, and then I noticed that her head went down once, and then afterwards I didn't think anything of it, because if you see some of the videos, she likes to dip her head in the water and come back up, so I don't think anything of it. But then I noticed that she did it again, and then I was like, okay, she doesn't do it twice, that doesn't make no sense. So then that's when I decided to run after her, because man, I said, oh gosh, something happened. No. So while I was filming, I could show a little piece of it, not gonna show all of it, I don't want to traumatize nobody. But while I was filming, I dropped my phone and I dropped my drone and I chucked off my glasses and jumped straight into the water.
Just wave to the camera for me now. You okay? You okay?
Hey, shit.
Yo, somebody, yo. One thing I forgot to take off was my sneakers. My sneakers was on. And if you can swim, you can know that it's very difficult to swim when you have that kind of weight on you. I've never done it with sneakers on. It's not even easy for me to tread whenever I have on the swimming shoes, because it's a little more weight and I'm not used to it yet. But yeah, so I jump in and I'm saying, okay, I'm definitely not gonna watch you go chuck off, you know, because I wonder what I'm gonna tell your mother, and I don't want nothing gonna happen to you. And I'm not a lifeguard. I keep telling people whenever I go on trips that they need to be careful because I'm not a lifeguard. Although I can swim, I can swim pretty well. I've never been taught how to save somebody or how to even knock out somebody, because I know the only thing I knew about like helping somebody in the water is that you're supposed to knock them out and then carry them, right? Now, it's not my first instinct to punch a deer in the face, right?
No,
yeah.
My head back.
It was head back, it's supposed to be? Okay, I didn't know that part. But it's not my first instinct to do that. And I didn't know once I did it, I didn't know if it would knock you out. And if it did, I wouldn't know how to drag somebody that's unconscious out of the water. I didn't know any of that. So how I thought of doing it was that I could just give her my arm to just grab a hold of me. Once she touched me, I could just simply swim over pretty easy and then good to go. So I was like, okay, that should be easy. And then I gave her my arm and then she'd take it now. And she would, with the force of the heavens, I don't know what happened, but she'd take my arm and legit drag it out and dislocate my shoulder. I'm here wearing a little sling right now because and I couldn't believe it. I was like, because I'm not a small guy. So I was wondering how this little small girl, I wonder if me waste time when I work out or something like that. But it goes to show how scared she really was that she was, because I think maybe 8 or 9 seconds had passed before I actually reached her, because she was still flapping around in the water. And I knew that I couldn't wait till she went under, because as I said, I'm not a trained lifeguard, so I wouldn't know to swim underneath, find somebody, bring them up. I don't know how to do that. I've done the whole swimming underneath, looking underneath and seeing the view, but I don't know how to do that. So I knew that I couldn't do that. I didn't know how, and I didn't want to try it that way. I know it would have been best to try and save her from the surface. So when she did that, no, I was like, whoa, you really just doomed us both. Because treading, for those who can swim or can't swim, you know, whatever, you need 2 hands and really two legs. And if one is down, it's fine. You can probably rest a little by just delegating to the other side of you, and you know, it should be a little fine. But what happened is that because she dislocated my right shoulder, my dominant shoulder, by the way, so it should have done most of the work while treading. It was dislocated in a way where I couldn't put my hand back where it was. I had to hold it up with the next hand, because if I shifted it in any way, shape, or form, if shifted it in any way, shape, or form, it would have been in extreme pain. So that means that it's two hands them that gone now. So I'm like, what am I gonna do here now? So luckily I was able to, because I still had on my shoes, I was still able to do a tiny bit of treading that made me come over to the rocks a little. And because she was still distracted on me, it gave another friend of mine enough time to surprise her and grab her. So apparently you're supposed to grab people from behind when you're saving them. I didn't know that. So perhaps it's a good thing that you didn't see him coming, because maybe he would have gotten the same treatment. I don't know. But I know that I think he had sprained his ankle while he was coming. So if he had already sprained his ankle and maybe lost an arm, it would have been far more difficult for him to adjust. But because of that, she was able to come over, and then another one of our party just helped me to come over, because to be honest, I could barely move because my hand was stuck like this. I actually made a little video on it as well when I came out, because to be honest, I didn't think HR would believe me, as I was telling people while I was there, because like I went on leave for 2 weeks already, and then now I'm just gonna just come back to work for a week and then go off again for another week. That seemed kind of sketchy. So I made a video just so I could show my HR people and my work, so that they could believe me and know that it did happen.
Good to go. So just learn how to swim, that's all. And make sure when you're going to the water, make sure you swim for them tests where you can go before you can go, alright? But this is a good story. Everybody alive, everybody safe. Alright? HR, I'm actually sick, please believe me. Alright, that one.
So yeah, but I decided that maybe we should make a video like this, because we can't just always talk about the positives that happen. We have to talk about the negatives, because what means that we are alive to tell the tale. Most people that do this tend not to be alive to tell the tale, you know. It actually reminded me of, I think it was either this year or last year, where some Jamaicans were on work and travel, and a brother saw and two of them are brothers, and one of them saw their brother struggling in the water, and immediately jumped in to try and save them, and then both of them died, and then they had to they brought them back down for the funeral. So it really could be that, and I knew that going in, that would probably have been the case, where if I had jumped in, it might have been both of us. But I know that I couldn't watch it happen. Like I'm not really 100 already. I don't think I can manage losing this girl like this. So
to be honest, I don't know how to really feel about the situation, and I've been saying that I don't know how to feel about it, because it happened so sudden, and for some parts of it I can't really remember. And you know, you never see yourself I go down that way, so it's kind of hard to believe. And I'm trying my best to keep it silent, like not telling a lot of persons, because you know, when more persons know of a situation, is the more real it can seem. So I'm trying to do that, but it's not working out. But overall, the experience, I can't really describe the experience. I don't know what to say about it. I'm lost for words whenever anybody asks me about it. But I know for sure that I need to take swimming lessons, and I need to take that important. In the earlier stages, I would always say, I can't swim, and it kind of seemed, I took it lightly, that I was not in a rush to learn how to swim. But now that this situation has happened, I feel like I need to be more prepared. Swimming lessons, even to just know a few things. You might not know everything off the bat or in one go, but I'm really thinking and looking into swimming serious. May not be an urgent thing that I'll just do. It's in the works, it's in the making. But yeah, I'm definitely looking into that, and I really want other persons to be careful whenever they're going on any of these trips. because it doesn't happen to you,
Yes.
sometimes you might not take it as serious. But when it comes at your doorstep, as people would say, your doorstep, meaning that it has happened, you might know somebody who it happened to, you start to take it serious. And I don't want you all to wait until that moment, wait for that moment to come before you start to prepare yourself to be equipped. Get lifeguard, if get life jacket if
That's right.
you know, start swimming lessons yet and all of that. Yeah, it's really scary. We can lessen it, so whatever we can do, we just take it serious, and we just have to do what we have to do to be safe whenever we're going out.
Right.
In these places, especially when it comes down to water, really need to be serious about that. That's really all that I have to say for now.
So yeah, so afterwards, no, I was pretty chill. I want to show a video of what happened afterwards, and
That'd be funny.
yeah, well, it's supposed, well, because like initially when it happened, I had paid meds because I think somebody on the trip was a nurse, and she had given me some pain meds, and it had helped. But I knew that as time progressed, it felt worse and worse because my hand was like, let me see how I can show it. My hand was like this, and it couldn't move an inch. If it moved so, it hurt. If it moved so, it hurt. In fact, now that I'm moving, it kind of still hurt a little. So they gave me, like, I think you're giving me like PCA band to hold it, and another one of the party gave a belt we didn't get back, so I'm really sorry about that. And it seemed like a team effort. You'd think I'd known all these people all my life, but everybody was pretty chill. Everybody was trying to help. We're trying to figure out if we're supposed to take the bus and go to the hospital in St. Ann, or go to the one in Port Maria, and we're going back and forth. Luckily there was I think off-duty police that was there, where they're from Kingston. They had driven their vehicle there just to chill a little, and we had asked them if they could help, if they could just, you know, escort us or drive us there directly. And I feel like like deliberating what to do, we decided that was the right road and it was the best road. So I jumped in. The coordinator for the trip had come with me, and she was holding my arm like this with both hands every step of the way. I jumped into the police vehicle still in my wet trunks because apparently I couldn't take it off, and I was like, I wanted to take it off, but what they were saying, what she was saying, I think she was saying that it's an emergency, it's fine, just go on, just go through. And we drove from Rio Nuevo in St. Mary to the Port Maria hospital, and it seemed like a chill ride at first, but I noticed that every little pothole them go up on boop 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 boop, it hurt me. It hurt. Like level 7, level 8 hurt. And I remember when we had gone to the town now, because the police was in a rush and he had on his little siren so he can, you know, skate through traffic because it was an emergency. He did this thing where, you know, when you're taking taxi and the taxi man jerk the car, so you're like, and he was doing that, and every time he did that, I could feel this thing shaking with me. And I'm not one to curse, but me that cause some serious bad word, man. I mean, I say, yo, don't do that. And then afterwards, the guy was like, all right, fine, no problem, man. And I had to apologize, and everybody in the car was like laughing. It's like, we know, man, it's all right. You're not paid, man, that's why, so it's fine. So then so after all of that, no, even though a couple bumps there, I could still feel it, you know, it shaking. We finally got to the hospital. It was a 3-man effort just to get me out of the car because I had to be walking like this the entire time. It couldn't move an inch, a millimeter, because if it did, it was screams of agonizing pain. But we got in, finally got to see a doctor. As I'm looking at the doctor now, he's looking at me, and the first thing the man says that it can't help me. And I'm like, what? Man saying can't help me. So I'm like, what do you mean you can't help me? And then he's like, well, he doesn't know how I dislocated my shoulder. So he's saying that if he tried to fix it back in and not knowing how it was dislocated, then it could make it far worse for me. And I'm like, oh, okay. So I'm like, how do you know then? You say he'll need x-rays. So it's at the Port Maria Hospital. So I'm like, all right, cool, let's get the x-rays. He's saying it's at the Anata Bay Hospital, which is 30 minutes away. So he's telling me that I need to figure out, all right, the police had gone by then, because, you know, so he's saying I need to figure out a way to get there, go drive 30 minutes away in this pain. This was about 4:30, 5 o'clock, and 1 hour after time, because it happened around 3:30. And I was like, okay, cool, I'll try and do that. But then they kept waiting and doing other stuff, like giving me more meds and sticking needles in me. One of the nurses needed to drop one in my butt, but I couldn't get up, thank God, because I don't want a needle on my bottom, man. So I don't like needles, sue me. But I didn't scream out for the needles. I had other bigger things to worry about. So yeah. So then eventually another doctor came in and said that she's confident she could do it. So I'm like, how is it that this guy told me he couldn't do it, he needed an x-ray, and you're telling me that you can do it? And she's like, yeah, because she cut off my shirt and she was able to see the bone and skin structure. And she said she's confident that she could do it. So I'm like, okay, cool, because the only alternative would have been that I went to Anata Bay, which was 30 minutes away, and then come all the way back, because apparently if I went to another hospital, they wouldn't have treated me. They would have just done the x-rays and then sent me back. I didn't know. I thought once I went to another hospital, they would have just treated me, but no, they said that they'll send me right back. So they're saying I should suffer another hour, which an hour more likely, hour and a half, because it don't mean once I get there I'll get through, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So when she said she would do it, I'm like, all right, cool, fine, let's see. And I think it was maybe like 2 orderlies, maybe 4 or 5 nurses, and 2 doctors were there. It was like 8 people were there helping me out. It was a team effort, and eventually they were able to set it back in. And the only thing, the doctor, the female doctor, I don't remember, I think it was Harrison or something, she was name. Very cool doctor. No, I know the guy was Dr. Harris. I don't remember the female doctor's name, but she was a boss. She was a boss. I was very impressed, a little intimidated, but very, very impressed by how she carried herself, her demeanor. My first interaction with her, because I lost my glasses while at the thing, right? And I looked at her and I said, "Excuse me, miss," because I could barely see. And she's like, "That's not miss you call me." So I'm like, "What?" And then I look a little closer and I realized she had on the doctor scrubs on. So I was like, oh, I'm sorry, miss, I lost my glasses, man, I can't see. No, I said, "I'm sorry, doctor, I lost my glasses again." She's like, "Okay, cool, good." But she's, but she never, it sounded a bit kind of harsh, but you know, you deserve that kind of respect, and I didn't take it personally. I was, you know, I thought it was funny. So yeah, you know, and she said the only problem she had was that she wanted to make sure that I didn't kick her, because I could kick her and then stop the process, because apparently it's 2 things she was going to do, was to, I think, shift up, then shift down, or shift down and then shift up. It was two things she needed to do, so I couldn't interrupt the process at any point. So so she said, so I asked her to get people to hold me down, and she said, yeah, that was a given. So people were holding me down, they gave me something to bite on, and they had something to wrap around my
You never tell me that.
yeah, they gave me something to bite. Yeah, cause it really hurt, man. And they gave me something, they wrapped around my hand with something, and then she was the main architect while everybody was making sure I was held in place. And she pushed twice, push, pull, whatever she do, and then it was in back. So I was very lucky. And it was like sweet relief, because my pain levels was 9-10. I remember at one point there, when they were deliberating what to do, because they kept just putting in meds in me, to painkillers, which I happily enjoyed, because sometimes I was making some jokes, because, like, you know, I make jokes when I'm uncomfortable. So yeah. So like at one point they were deliberating back and forth, and then they said they're not sure what they're going to do, and I'm just, afterward I just tell them, say, just chop it off, just chop it off and done, because it was like at like 9-10, and even though they had given me a pain meds before, the pain increases as time progresses, because the longer it's out, the harder it is to go back in, but also the more painful it gets. So I was just telling them, just chop it off and done, man. I could live with one hand, you know. that's
The
no
dominant hand.
okay. Well, the dominant hand. Well, yeah, but it's just at the time it was agonizing pain. Like seriously, it was I want the coordinator who because like she held it for like hours on she held it for hours. Sometimes sister she can't even stand up and hold it in a place, but she had to hold it like this and this together with her two hand. Them sometimes she's couched down on the ground. She get up. I was very impressed. She really went above and beyond, man. Wouldn't have been able to do it without her. But yeah, so after they set it back in, which was about after 7, we had liaised back with the group. They were waiting on us in Sentan. I remember that little town area. I don't remember what it's called. But that place, everybody else go like, you know, when KFC they're there, and or is it Pizza Hut they're there, and
yeah, I'm thinking Ochi Center.
Ochi Center.
I just make me wake up that
Yeah.
day,
Okay. Well, I'll put in post, right? So they were there, and when I got there, everybody was cheering. It was like, "Yeah, congrats, good to see you come back." I thought people were gonna be pissed because like they waited maybe 3 hours, three to 4 hours almost. I know that there was one person there that needed to go to work at 10 p.m. So because they were waiting so long, I asked to see if I could pay for the toll to go back, because we hadn't taken the toll to go to St. Mary yet. But I asked that we could take the toll so it can be a little quicker, and then hopefully that person would have been able to get to work on time. So yeah, but that's it really. I had x-rays done the next day, Sunday, right? And then I'd sent it to Port Mary at the hospital, but nobody answering their phones till this day. I don't know, because I wanted to maybe send something up and tell them thanks, because it was really, you know, agonizing pain I was in. Don't get the shoulder dislocated. That's my recommendation to anybody. But they're not answering their phones. I had to get another doctor, and after calling like, well, the x-rays cost like 20 grand, so 20 grand 400. So yeah, don't need x-rays in the future. If whenever it comes up, you know, try not to need them. And
try not to need them.
yeah, luckily I had a car that took off a lot, but still, it's, you know. And what happened is that so because the results were sent to the hospital and me, I was waiting for the hospital to call me. They didn't, and I kept calling them over and over again for the whole week. Still don't get no response. Hope everybody's okay out there. But I had to find another doctor to look at them, and found a GP, and that GP told me that he couldn't do them. Found another GP, they tried, they couldn't do them, so they both sent me to a bone doctors, and after calling like 9 of them, eight of them, I finally found one, the 9th one, and that was able to see me immediately. And he told me that maybe you should get that. Yeah, so I knew I had to jump out. Okay, so just me riding solo for now. But yeah, so the bone doctor, can't remember the actual name of it. I'll put it in post here, yeah. So he told me that I'm lucky, because most people that had dislocated their shoulder shouldn't be chilling, because like even though I have a sling that I use every now and then, and mobility is restricted for me, I can pretty much function the same. And you're saying it's because I exercised before, so there was a bit of muscle around that area. And typically people who dislocate their shoulder tend not to have muscle around that area, so when they're trying to come back and build back stronger, they are starting from nowhere basically. So he says that if I feel like I don't need a sling, don't use it. So I only use it when I'm like in like extreme pain, which isn't very often, but I walk with it just in case. So it felt like a few minutes had passed, so I can see the whole life flashing before your eyes type thing. But I do think it's a good story. We got really lucky because we weren't alone. I know that most people don't really take swimming very seriously. Like, even if I wasn't on this excursion trip, most of the friends that I walk with aren't swimmers. If there's one other person that can handle themselves, and everybody else is just there. So I kind of made me think that I should start looking into how best I can promote swimming in Jamaica, because it's important. It's important. But I also know that many people can't swim that go to a lot of these river trip stuff, so you can actually enjoy them without knowing how to swim. You just have to be very careful. Just the day before, I was talking to a bigger content creator than I am. I was asking if we could collaborate one of these days, and he said sure, whenever he's free. But he was then he asked me if I could swim, and I said yeah, of course I can swim. And he said he can't, but I realized that he had this life jacket in it, so he's very careful. Even another content creator, just yesterday before filming this, I was asking her if she could swim, and she couldn't, but she's been to like the most places, a million places. I couldn't believe it. Like a lot of the places I go is because I see other people have been there, and so it's you can enjoy it. You just have to be very careful, you know. And so going forward, we'll definitely take steps to be a little more careful when we're going on these trips. I know we had gone back and forth about naming the actual river where this happened, because if you watch a lot of our videos, we tend not to say negative stuff about the place, right? Even with Salt River, one of my previous videos, there was some back and forth on whether or not I should mention that crocodiles were nearby, and crocodiles were spotted just 1 week after we went to the location. But I thought it was important, because you don't want to advertise something and say, oh, it's the best place ever, go fun, heal yourself, you know, it's a mineral bath. And I've heard somebody go there, enjoy themselves, and then crocodile did it, and just never know. You want everybody to have all the information, and then they can use it the best they can, you know. For Rio Nuevo, I know the spot, they are building it up. They're building up bathrooms. They're trying to make it more touristy. And I know that they expect to, I think September, October, they expect to be 2024. They expect to launch around that time. But I know that they're making steps to make sure it's safe and comfortable to everybody. So that's why I didn't want to put this portion of that video in the main video that I had, because I know that they're taking steps to fix it up. They're taking steps to make it safer. So you just have to wait and see. Funny enough, before this happened to Adira, because she's still a bit shaken up by him, I was speaking to somebody that was from the area, and they told me that it's a nice place to be, it's fun and exciting, and even though they couldn't swim, they said it was fine because they're natives. Not natives, but they live around the area, and that the river tends to be unkind to strangers. And then just 10 minutes later, we had the worst incident of our, you know, entire lives, you know. So it's kind of funny. Well, not funny, haha, funny, but, you know, ironic, really. Coincidence, that's the word, yes. So I also know that when I was speaking to the coordinator, she was saying that she's been doing this for 3 years and nothing like this has ever happened before. And I was like, oh, okay. But I've been doing this for, let's see, 2019 to 2024. That's what, 5-6 years, you know? So I've been doing this almost twice as long as she has, and I've never had an incident like this until that very same day. So it just goes to show that you should prepare, and that's what I've done now going forward. So I'm looking into getting a lifeguard certification. I've also spoken with a lifeguard to see how best I can get so you know, Adira can be taught how to swim and, you know, get better at it. And also, not only for her, but also some of my other friends. I'm also going to invite some other content creators to jump in on this, because I see that they too can't swim, but they're still able to enjoy the water. But I think it's pretty important. I don't think you can enjoy nature, waterfall, rivers. I don't think you can enjoy it fully unless you can swim. You can enjoy a lot of it, don't get me wrong, but swimming is that ultimate experience. And until you've been able to swim under a waterfall and feel that rush of water on you without any helping apparatus, just you there enjoying yourself, I think that you're missing out. So I think it should be important. It was a grave mistake, but I would prefer that she would not pay it. I would gladly pay it if needed be. So, but I'm just happy it worked out, and I'm hoping that this can be a cautionary tale for others to be careful on when you're going on these trips. Don't need to show off for anybody, you know. Just be careful, keep in the shallow end if you can't swim. If you have a swimmer on your trips, make sure that that's the person that goes in the water first to see where is shallow and where is deep. Rio Nuevo has pockets of deep end, but they also have pockets of very shallow end. When I first went to the water on the other side, when I tried to swim, it was so shallow that I could feel the seabed. So as my hand is going in to swim, breaststroke, I could feel my hand on the ground while I'm trying to go back over. So I didn't, something that shallow, I didn't think that, you know, there was another deep, but there are pockets of deep end, you know. So, but it's, as I said, it's a good story. Still a little shaken up by it, but I still plan on going on more adventures. I wanted to say thanks to the coordinator that was helpful for the entire trip. She really stepped up. I was very impressed by that, and thanks to people that were on the trip with me. They were pretty cool. They're pretty helpful to Adira when she was clearly, you know, in disbelief when it happened. She wasn't with me when I went to the doctor, but she was with the rest of them, and they all tried to make sure that she felt comfortable and safe, because it was a very traumatic time, and so they came together like it was family. And so I'm actually looking forward to the next trip. You know, it can only get better from here. So yeah. So if there's anything that you think I should do to promote swimming in Jamaica, the best route to do that, or any causes that you think I should promote, you can let me know in the comments. Thank you to everybody that was giving me well wishes and checking in on me. I really appreciate that. Thank you to everybody that helped on the day. I'm sorry to the one giving the names, because I know not everybody want a name out there, but I'm sorry to the person that lent me their belt and I didn't remember to bring it back. They're not answering their phones, so, you know, but I owe you a belt. I'm definitely gonna give that back. But as I said, anyway, you think some good can come from it, you can let me know. I'd love to use this platform to educate people on the different locations, but I also want them to be safe. I want them to go and be able to go back. You know, I also don't want them to spend thousands of dollars on x-rays, on doctors, on physiotherapy that I'll have to do for the next 2 months to get better. But I'm luckier than most, and I'm pretty grateful. Yeah, so thank you to the doctors, thank you to the police, the off-duty police that were there. I got really lucky, because I know if I had to take the big coaster bus to go back to the hospital, it would have been bumps, and it would have been agonizing pain. So thank you to them. I know initially she thought that I would be upset at her because of what happened. No, I'm not upset. I'm just glad that she okay, she alive and well, you know. So yeah, nobody seemed upset. Nobody seemed on the day. Nobody seemed angry that maybe we came along and ruined their day. No, everybody was chill, because I guess they realized that if this wasn't the end result, the end result would have been dire, you know. It would have been psychological stuff, would have been, I don't want to go in the water again. So yeah, so this is a good story. But you know, lessons learned. I'd written down some stuff. As I said, I plan to promote swimming in the future. I know that going forward, I don't necessarily have to be on a nature adventure for it to be a nature adventure, you know, be adventuring Jamaica. I could just talk and say a story, or I can, you know, use something in video editing to, you know, talk about a certain topic, or, you know, so that's good. I bought 2 life jackets, so going forward I'm going to always have life jackets on me. So whenever Adira is with me, she will always be rocking the latest technology in life jackets, you know, so that'd be good. I plan to do a lifeguard certification. I'm the strongest swimmer out of my friends, so I figure it makes sense. I'm seeing that the next week of training to get certified would be in September. Wouldn't be able to do that. I wouldn't be recovered by then, but I'm hoping by probably sometime in next year I'll be able to do that, because I want to go on more of these trips, and I know I'm a strong swimmer, so if I can just get that added bonus of that certification, I think it would really go a long way, not just for any excursion trip that I go along with, but when I'm planning trips with my friends for the channel. Giving like a non-swimmer score for some of the videos that I have, to see how, in terms of, not sure how I'll frame it yet, but in terms of how much level of swimming do you need, you know, because there are people that can handle themselves but don't consider themselves swimmers, right? So that's something I'm gonna look into and see if I can incorporate. Not sure how. I'm gonna have to do a little more research, but I think it would be important. Above all, I'd just be extra careful with going in the water, not just for myself, because to be honest, I've only ever thought of myself when I'm being extra careful, and that's why I know how to swim. I've had a near-death experience with swimming one time when I was at a pool party. I was like 6 or so, and I'd seen my younger cousin swimming around the place in the deep end. I thought, oh, I wanted to try that, and I tried to go over there and try that, and it didn't work out well. And a parent just dipped their hand in the pool and took me out. And I think it was just a few years later I learned how to swim. I learned how to swim at the YMCA, and it was pretty fun. Very expensive. My dad used to complain about the money because I wasn't a fast learner. Used to learn with my younger brother, but yeah, I would say because of it, I'm a strong swimmer, and I've never once thought, since maybe 11, 12, I've never once thought maybe swimming would have been drowning or anything like that would have taken me out. Anything from the water would take. That's how strong a swimmer I believe I am. I even remember when I was at the Y, and they had this thing where you would jump at the deep end. Everybody would gather around and they would jump at the deep end of the pool, and I think they'll put their arms together like this or like this. I don't remember how it was, and they'll jump all the way down at the deep end of the pool. And they said no matter what, you'll always come all the way up. And I remember doing that twice because it got rid of your fear of the water, because once you're swimming, you just have to not panic, which is not easy, but once you realize that you shouldn't panic, you're good to go. Panicking doesn't work well with the water, and I got to do it twice, and it really helps. I remember my brother being so scared of doing it. At the time, even though he's like 3 years younger than me, at the time we could pass for twins. So what happened is I would do it for him. So I ended up doing it 4 times, and it really just got rid of my fears of the water. So, thanks to anybody that taught me swimming at the YMCA, highly recommend going there. I mean, it was expensive when I went 1,000,000 years ago. So I'm not sure how much it is right now, but hopefully I can find some lifeguard to help promote swimming in Jamaica and promote their services, and, promote a lot more people learning. I'd like less of these stories to come out, less stories coming out of people having fatal accidents at beloved rivers. Rio Nuevo is supposed to be the site of the biggest battle in Jamaica, where the British and the Spanish fought in the, I think it was the 1600s, June in the 1600s, yeah. And they fought for Jamaica, and it was supposed to be the biggest war battle ever held in Jamaica. And it was at that, up to now, I hope it's the biggest battle in our lives right then and there. I hope nothing goes above that in the future, God's willing, especially for an era. So yeah, so pretty interesting trip, pretty interesting journey. Didn't want to add it to the video. Didn't want to add it to the video of I didn't want to add it to the original video with that spoke about Rio Nuevo at length, because I felt it was important. I couldn't just always give positive feedback every time. There had to be some negative feedback. But they're building the place, they're trying to improve, they're spending a lot of money, and I would go back. I can't speak for it either, but I would go back. I would go back to see and to comment on the improvements and to show that it's a safe place for anybody to go. It still is a safe place for anybody to go. Just not check out the other pools to the left, or not gonna further like we will have explored. Just stay at the main part, and you'll have a fun time, and you'll see people play water gun war and them thing there. So yeah. So going forward, we'll just have more videos, not just about exploring Jamaica's natural wonders, because that's basically our MO, but tips and tricks and more educational info to make nature adventures, fun, exciting, engaging, and above all, safe. Yes, safe. So yeah, you don't want these bills that I'm about to be paying, but I'm in a better spot than most. You know, I exercise, not a little muscle around there, so I can still move around a bit, but not a lot. It's affected how I drive, as I drive a little slower, but it's all still safe. It's still safe. I was clear to drive, so yeah, it's all good. Yeah, so the bill for this thing keep racking up though, you know, because so I have to pay the doctors for the dislocated shoulder, to fixing it. Even though that was, I think that was what, 7,000. That's money well spent, because I would have paid $1 million to get that pain done with, you know. So that, and it was 20,400 for the x-rays. I had a health card, so that knocked it down to $4,000. That's a powerful health card. I saw a bone doctor, and he cost me 12,400, but the health card only took out 3. And the meds I think had cost me around 6K or so. And I think the physio going forward, probably for 6 weeks, would probably net me around 40,000, roughly 40,000 with my health card. So the bills them racking up, so it's cheaper to be safer, you know. But you know, that it would have been a dream alternative otherwise, so I'm happy to pay this price. I know that a deer is healthy, okay, running at her own, nothing banged up. Maybe a little trauma, of course, but she's good, so I'm gladly paying this price. So yeah, it's expensive, you know. So as I was saying, it's ironic that this trip was meant to be my cheapest trip yet, so I could make more content, and it's become my most expensive trip to date, and it will keep getting expensive as time goes by. But I'm just happy to be alive. I'm happy, moreover, I'm happy she's alive and okay and safe. So
yeah, so going forward, that's what I'm looking into. Training, lessons, and the life jackets for the next trip.
yeah, man, of course, man. You can't cover the next trip without one, so don't worry, it's on its way, man. It's kind of ironic that we're recording this today though, because I remember a few months ago I had a schoolmate of mine. I think he drowned at the Bagua Gorge, I think, if I'm not mistaken, or something like that. And today is actually the day of his funeral, as I had advertised. It was advertised for 1 p.m. Wasn't able to make it, but it just kind of reminded me that, you know, I've known people that have been in that position, and it's something serious, and we can make something happen from it. All right. Apparently he couldn't swim either. So
do I think this event has impacted me in any way? Yes, I think so, but I'm not able to like pinpoint in terms of how I behave. I'm not able to pinpoint any behavioral patterns to say, oh, this is what caused it, but I know for sure it has affected me in some way, and I know that persons who've gone through situations like these, it will definitely affect them. So it might be something that you need to look into, like getting some help, some counsel, I don't know. But just wanted to say that. What do you have to say?
I don't know if you want to say thank you to everybody on the trip.
Yeah.
Remember not to bring in names, so I don't know if anybody might be cool with it, but thank to everybody that helped out. Everybody that helped me on the way to the hospital, everybody at the hospital itself, doctors and nurses, the coordinator that helped, everybody that was on the trip itself, because everybody just band together, like everybody know each other, and we in this together. It was like High School Musical, you know, we're all in this together, and so it was pretty cool that everybody came together and was helpful. I know that they were pretty empathetic to Adira when I wasn't there, and she was, you know, feeling bummed out about what happened. So, you know, just thanks to them, and looking forward to the next trip, because can only go up from here, right? So yeah. And so if you haven't seen the video on Rio Nuevo, it's still a pretty cool place to be. I check it out. It should be already be uploaded before this video drops. That's if I was able to edit fast enough with one hand. We'll see. But check it out, and you can still visit it yourself. It's rich with history, and I would definitely go back just to see if I can find my glasses too. I feel like I could go down there.
For you?
Yeah, I can swim and go down and look for it. I feel like, I mean, I'm not going to travel that far, no. I won't be able to swim for another 2 months or so, but just to see if it really down there. So yeah, glasses not cheap enough. So don't know
Nobody expect that.
Yeah,
but if you want to experience it the river one more time.
You know, it was a cool river, but like we got so many already. I don't need to go the same place multiple times. Jamaica has a ton of places already. I don't need to go the same place twice. You know, want to go everywhere. You know, more videos to come, and we'll be more careful. And I'm hoping that you, our audience, Jamaican, we have Jamaicans, we have British people, we have American people, we have Indian people, we have people from the Caribbean. We have a wide audience, so everybody just be a little more careful next time you go on your adventures, you know. So yeah, I think that's it. All right. Please like and subscribe for more adventures coming soon. All right, cool. Wrong hand.